I do acknowledge we have a tiny bit of feedback today on my end. I have done as much as I can to problem solve that, but it's just not working. Good news is you're not going to hear a lot from me today because who you're going to hear from is Kelbi McCumber Morris, and she is a JB Mentorship grad 2020. She is a mover of energy, and that is the absolute truth, botanical alchemist, and nervous system regulator. And we're going to sit down with her and talk to her about her approach to energy healing, which she kind of eclectically gathers herself with all of her modalities that she has. She calls it ambient flow energy work. Ooh, this feedback is getting me. And we're going to talk to her about her unique style of scheduling her work. So let us welcome Kelbi.
Hi guys, thanks for having me, Jamie. I'm excited to be here with you and your Luminaires.
Why?
Especially as a fangirl.
That's awesome. You're getting hellos already from Sheldon, Emma. Oh, Fabiana, hi.
Hello,
And
hello. Hi, Alex.
This is wonderful. Okay, I know I have feedback, so I'm going to ask a question that I am longing to hear from you, which is, how did you step into this solopreneur business that you created with your own two lovely energy-centric hands? And, well, how do I phrase this next one? I know that you're a mom and a wife and a gardener, and the list is so long. So my question is, not only how did you get into it, but how do you keep it together in the way that feels fulfilling to you rather than hustled or structured?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I got into this whole shebang on a personal journey of healing. And in doing so, I needed to take control. I needed to take control of my life. I needed to take control of my healing path. And I needed to take control of my health. And so once I gained that control, I knew I couldn't let it go. So working for myself is just the natural way of doing it, as well as learning everything I did along the way to be in the place that I am, to heal myself and get into remission. I wanted to share this with other people. I wanted other people to not go through what I went through, feeling despair and lacking hope when the Western medicine kind of failed me. So I knew that to do that, just like the really good doctors out there, I wasn't going to be able to go mainstream and work for other people. I was going to have to do it on my own and do it on my own terms. And in order to do that with everything that I have going on, I work directly with Spirit. Spirit guides me on when to work, what aspect we're going to work with during the day. And I balance that with an 8-year-old who's my other boss. She gets to dictate what we do, and Spirit works really great with that. So I can schedule my work around every other aspect of my life because Spirit tells me. They tap in and say, this is the time that Sally, who signed up on Friday, is going to have their energy most aligned with you. And that's when I do my work. I find the time that we are the most connected and that the energy is coming from source for you and I in an energetic match. And that's when I do my sessions.
Okay, I love this. So I don't mean to stop your flow, but I love that you've decided that you're not going to schedule by a calendar or by a time frame, but you just said you gave the whole week, and then you slow down, and throughout the week you feel that peak connection, then you jump in and do the work with them?
Yeah, it's been an interesting transition to do so. I'm educating myself and my clients as I make this transition to set us both up for success. If I decide that you want to come and see me on Monday at 3 o'clock, and you've had to rush to get there, or I've had to rush to get there, or a million other things have gone on. Is our energy really the best to serve you the best at that time? Probably not. But if I can tap in and ask Spirit at the beginning of the week, can you set up my schedule for me? Where are we going to be at? What works best for us? Then I know what to do. My 8-year-old boss knows what to do. And you guys get exactly what you need, as opposed to us like rushing it in or fitting it into like a human time frame.
I love that so much.
I love it too. It's very freeing to feel like I'm not as restricted, because that is how I feel when I'm really scheduled out at a time. I don't feel like we're flowing with your natural essence.
Can you speak to people out there that are thinking of how does long distance work? And now you're telling me that we're not going to have a schedule and it's just going to happen kind of without my knowing. Like, how is that going to work for me as well?
No, it's interesting. Well, first of all, distance healing isn't new. Like a lot of people feel since the pandemic that distance healing has just started, and that's not true. Distance healing has been around since the beginning of time, since the beginning of healing, since the beginning of self-care and everything else that we do for ourselves. And energy it knows no bounds. It's not regulated by any of these things in our human construct. It can go anywhere. I can send you heart energy now where you're at, and you can receive that. Time is the same thing. It's not linear, and we're able to access energy at any time with intention and just meaningfulness, knowing what we want to do and tapping into that at the time.
Yeah, your comments, wow, this is what I'm learning to do, Kelbi. Like, thank you for sharing this.
Thank you for saying that, Judy. It's interesting to really trust yourself and trust Spirit and know that the flow becomes possible when we do that. I now don't feel restricted and fear what my schedule is going to be like, and I have time for everything.
Whew, that brought up some stuff in me when you said that. Some days I wake up and I go, oh, what am I thinking? What am I doing? Yep, that still happens even 30 years after.
Well, and I'm sure that this will change and morph. This is where I'm at in my life right now, and this is how it works best for me.
Alessandra says, it makes so much sense. Do you think, just in your opinion as a whole, healers and the way the world is transitioning right now, that we're going to have more of this type of scheduling? Like it's the unscheduling. How we're doing the unlearning, we're unscheduling.
Yeah, you're speaking my language because I'm a homeschool mom. So everything this year has been about unlearning in our world, unschooling, and wanting the mainstream folks to feel that too. So I think that the energetic world is going to go that way. I think a lot of even corpo is going to go that way. I'm even seeing that in my husband's business. We're able to see that flow isn't so structured and rigid. You go with it for a reason. You don't set it up in these boxes.
Well, Emma's asking you, how did you get to that place of trust?
The mentorship program has been a huge part of how I got to that place of trust. I learned Reiki in 1999. Well, I started learning it in 98 and became a master in 99. So I've been doing this for a really long time, but I started it at a time when there was not anyone else in my circle, in anywhere that I have found other than my one teacher who did this work. And so it took a while to build my confidence and to feel valid and worthy. And this program has really solidified it. I have come to that over the last 20 years and just my own health and growth and what I've seen myself capable of. But the program has just put the neon sign on it and said, yes. So thank you.
Not to change topics, but I want to be forthcoming. I'm aware of the feedback issue. We've tried a handful of different mics, logging out and back in. It's only on my side. It was not there earlier today. We don't know why it is. So thank you for working through the feedback on my end, guys.
What?
No, are you serious? Emmy Davis is saying practice makes perfect. Ugh, I guess. So like getting into that routine that you were talking about, not a real routine, but just the follow through.
Yeah.
Katie P says, we're essentially undoing time, aligning with higher frequencies where time doesn't exist. That's really what you're providing. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, where did you get the concept of just the ambient flow of energy?
I learned Reiki in 98 and 99. And as I started to heal myself and to grow, I learned other things. Other things just started either appealing to me or, I mean, some things I signed up for the day before. I had no idea where I was going. And suddenly I am ascended to a magnified healing practitioner. It just, things have come along the way. And I've been interested in other ways of healing, other modalities. And so as I learned them, it's hard to separate them. Someone comes in and they need something done, and I try, or I don't even try, it's just what comes. Spirit will call on a little bit of this and a little bit of that to get down to the root. So I found that as I was scheduling Reiki sessions, it became less and less of an actual Reiki session and more of just this ambient flow of all of these practices being melded into one. And I don't want to restrict it and say, you're going to get Reiki today. Because again, that's not me and my flow. I've learned all of these things. And so that's what comes out. And I want to share them all instead of, again, compartmentalizing.
It also gets you away from saying, this is what I'm going to do with you. It takes away the label marks, which really resonates with me. But still, people sign up for a service. We like to see the title, definition, and label. And I love how you did your website.
Thank you.
Check out her website, guys. It's visually beautiful. But the verbiage you chose and how you educate us that when we're showing up for you, that you're going to be the energy mover, just the mix master. And it's not going to be just this.
Yeah.
I like that. I appreciate that kind of honesty.
Well, I think it makes the session more true. I'm not following a pattern in my work. I'm letting spirit guide us. I'm letting the energy of the body in front of me or the energetic body in front of me guide us, as opposed to going, oh, do this now and I go in this direction, because that wasn't speaking to me. I'm also just a creative person, so I want to feel through it.
You've mentioned studying Reiki a handful of times. In your opinion, is that a good base foundation for anybody who's looking to get more connected to their energetic body or to be able to learn energy healing techniques?
It was for me. I think whatever calls to you is a good base. I think there's so much out there right now, and for me, it's something pings in my world, and usually it comes in about 3 different times or 3 different ways, and I go, okay, this is for me. This is the next thing I'm supposed to sign up for and what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, I think Reiki is an awesome, awesome base. But I mean, if sound healing comes to you or magnified healing comes to you or mediumship, whatever your way of communicating also will help to define that, your clairs.
So you also work with plant medicine. And what kind of certification and training did you go through to get your hands in on that?
I have had a lot of teachers, personal teachers and online teachers, especially the past couple of years, lots of online classes, some big immersions with people. Now, I haven't done any clinical studies. So you're going to see a clinical herbalist if you want to have someone prescribe things for you. And then you're going to come to me and I'll give you all the stuff they prescribed for you.
Because you grow them.
Yeah. And I try to grow most everything that I make myself. I can't grow everything because of the climate that I'm in. And I'm very excited because I'm moving on Monday to a place with so much more space and so much more light. And I only had about 300 plants the last couple of years. And if I could do that in my tiny little cabbage townhome, I can't wait to see what I'm
You're
gonna
you're moving on solstice.
Yeah.
Was that planned?
No, I also sold my house on 11/11. It's just all divinely guided. And none of this was planned. I had no gumption to move. I'm just following what's happening.
Oh my God, this is going back to like the core value of you, which is staying in the flow. Okay, I'm loving this. Okay, so getting back, you talking about plant medicine, how you're growing it, but if people come to you, can you give opinion, insight, or advice?
Oh yeah.
And what to take?
I've got a consultation that I usually add on to other services, as well as just a freestanding consultation for herbal medicine, where you can send in questions or ailments, ideas, thoughts, and we'll discuss them. I will do some research to make sure I've got stuff to back it up and set you on the way. I also use a lot of intuitive guidance when it comes to deciding what herb to use. For instance, like Tulsi is my favorite herb, and it's just a panacea of health. It can do about anything that you come and ask me for. But that doesn't mean that everybody that comes to me, I'm going to say, oh, just use Tulsi. Oftentimes I'll ask a pendulum. Well, I'll tell you to do a yes-no test, kind of a sway test on your body. And this kind of freaks people out sometimes when they come to like a market booth and want to ask me, well, which one do I use? Just tell me which one. And I'm like, well, your body and your energy is going to be different. I can tell you which one I like to start with, but that's not necessarily going to resonate with your body. So I go with more of an intuitive approach to herbalism, and I just think it works better.
So when you're doing remote sessions, how do you do that intuition connection with them?
I either use a pendulum or I just get them to kind of hold the idea of this medicine in their hands and then have them do a sway test, or I will do the sway test kind of with them.
I love the sway test.
It is and how they get into it.
So can you work with anything such as, like Emmy's talking about being diagnosed with postpartum depression?
Yeah.
To maybe an injury or illness, like anything?
Anything. The sky's the limit, really. And that's with herbalism as well as energy work.
You know that excites me. With Katie says she took Reiki 1 feedback. You can see the
Yeah, but I don't see Katie's comment. It's gone up too far.
There's our moment of silence in our interview where somebody got their wings. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. I lost it too.
That's okay.
So
yeah, this way is a form of dowsing.
Say that again?
Tammy's saying that she has a friend who does the sway as a form of dowsing, and it is a form of dowsing. It's like an internal knowing of yes or no. You get to know your body in that way, and it's a way of giving you yes or no for everything. You can use it for what you eat, what you're drinking, what herbs you take, what practitioner you choose to work with. It's a great divination tool.
Janelle said she likes using the emotion code.
I don't know about this.
I don't either.
You'll have to teach us, Janelle.
Type more, please. Emmy loves your smile.
Thank you, Emmy.
Oh, it's good. I'm glad you guys are liking the laughter bit. I'm never a fan of when things kind of go astray. So you have different types of energy healing services, and you have been ever so kind to offer a discount to all the luminaires out there. So can you tell us about that? And I'll put it up on the screen.
Yes. So you can get $20 off of any of my energy services, luminaires. book it anytime now until January 20th, and you can book it for 3 months out. So as long as you book before January 20th, you can get that $20 off. I am not seeing clients until the start of the year, which is the reason for that. But I'm excited to offer this discount to all of you.
And it could be on any of the services that you offer.
Yeah, that will be for all my energetic services.
So that's the same link that I posted a moment ago. You can head over there to luminoushealing.com/scheduling. Make sure to use the discount code JOLLY20. And you can get $20 off the session.
Yes.
That's a great discount. Thank you very, very much.
I am pleased to offer it. I love giving back.
What services other than the herbal support consulting and the ambient work? And I know it's a catch-22 question because of your ambient kind of putting it together, but can you explain some of the other modalities that you use? You have one called
Magnified healing. Yeah. So that is kind of a healing modality that was directly channeled from Kuan Yin, the goddess Kuan Yin. And it is a brilliant ascension process. Through it, you get to cancel out your karma. Like, how amazing is that? It also just has a lot of great, Reiki has good symbolism and things that it uses to move energy, and magnified healing uses powerful words, ancient words, and I really resonate with that, and I love that. So magnified healing is something that you'll experience in one of my sessions along with Reiki. Oftentimes I might pull an oracle or tarot card to assist any questions that you might have, or just have a goddess or someone or an angel join us in the session. You might have, oftentimes I will play my drum. I like to end the session with a drum. A drum stimulates the vagus nerve, which helps us get into rest and digest mode and to the theta state. You also will probably experiencing me making some sort of noises, whether that's humming or clicking or snapping, or I have no idea what happens during these sessions. I just let it flow out. Let's see. Tuning forks.
shamanistic journeying?
Yeah, I will bring a journey in sometimes, or oh, you just pinged something, but it's left my brain. Oh, now I can't hear you.
I love that. It happens to me all the time.
I actually went down this little river, as you said it, of a session with it, but then I couldn't say it out loud.
Well, Emma X is asking, is there one particular herb that's sold like a solid all-arounder that people can benefit from?
Oh, that's Tulsi, hands down.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now you have to tell me why. You said it's your favorite, and now you're announcing it as the one all-arounder.
It is. It's just a panacea of health. It can do so many things for you. It's an adaptogenic herb, so that means that it knows what to do, is what that means. It knows if it needs to come in and kind of give you a little bit more and amp you up for the day, and it knows when it needs to come in and kind of bring you down, as well as just so many health benefits. I love an adaptogenic herb, especially in 2020.
With all the mojo you have, do you think 2021 is going to be any different?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm graduating from this program. Are you kidding? It's going to be a bit different. Moving into a new house, everything's going to be different.
Okay.
Plus, the shifts of the world, please let it be different.
There's something else that you haven't mentioned. You also work with kids and pets.
Yeah.
That's a huge one in my book.
That are animal communicators, and I love that work that they do. And I am not an animal communicator, but I do love to share Reiki with pets. I feel when I was doing house calls, there was not a session I could do that the pet would not be part of it. And so that's really what started me on it, because we would do a session with the human in the house, and then the cat or the dog would just barge their way in and insist on being there. And at the end of the session, oftentimes the client would say, well, you know, they're going through such and such and such. And so we would just give them Reiki, and it just became something that I really enjoy. And I'm able to do it distance also, because some animals just don't want a stranger around. Some animals' disposition just isn't going to take to me being there, but the calm that they receive is just amazing. And kids are kind of the same way. I love doing work with kids. I have a child, so it's interesting to me to be able to help them ground and shift when they have so much energy. It's really rewarding to work with like all those soft, squishy people and animals in our world.
Squishy. I love it. Have you come across the curious kid that is like, Kelbi, what are you doing? Kelbi, why am I seeing this? Kelbi.
Yeah, that would be mine.
Oh,
She likes to question the stuff I'm doing, and then likes to tell her friends, you know, how weird I am and whatever weird thing I've done. Yet then I'll also catch her like giving her herb knowledge out to them and stuff. So I'll take it.
she takes the role of giving the advice now too.
She had a Girl Scout meeting the other day on Zoom, and they had a guest speaker doing first aid. And so she let them all know that they could chew up some plantain and put it on their boo-boos. I heard it from the other room and just about lost it. I was like, yes.
That's, yay.
I've done no schooling during the pandemic, but she can teach them this.
So through the whole experience of being energy sensitive, using it in your parenting, using it within your own healing, and now providing it to others, as well as animals, kids, is there a golden nugget or just this one thing that you kind of carry with you or resort to help, I don't know, motivate you or keep you solid and grounded?
I'm not sure, but you just gave me something else that I wanted to speak to, which is something that I'm really passionate about, which is getting this type of energy centric work into hospitals, Western medicine places, those places that give you serious diagnoses, you know, rheumatoid arthritis kind of um, doctors who do big things. They need to have someone on staff like us who's able to come in with that hard hitting delivery of a diagnosis and provide hope, provide something other than this is an incurable disease, your life is over, which is what I've been told so many times. And I'm here to tell you that wasn't true for me. And it doesn't have to be true for others. And I think that if we had the access to someone on hand when we were in surgery, that the experiences that we had during those times would be so much more beneficial to the person on the table, the patient, as well as the doctors themselves and every nurse in the room. So I'm really passionate about that. I wish that the healthcare system would take us on and take us more seriously and bring us in.
I think that's going to happen.
I'm working for it.
I have recently been invited to provide meditations for healthcare practitioners, doctors, and nurses in the Emory healthcare system here in Atlanta, including St. Joseph, as well as hopefully Detroit, reaching up there, and possibly we'll launch national.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Sign me up when you need more people.
I will need more people. And we're getting great feedback. There's even some of the hospitals, Decatur, Emory, that have set aside 1 to 2 rooms per floor dedicated to darkness and quietness, where nurses, doctors, and healthcare practitioners can retreat, catch their breath, be on their own, and care for themselves. So
that's amazing.
Getting goosebumps, you are aligned to help that work progress.
That's so amazing. I'm so excited to hear that. That's an in a big way.
Big time. Oh my God, you're getting so much wonderful response, but I don't enjoy hearing my feedback, so I'm not reading as much. But I love that everybody is typing and responding. BV just says, you are fascinating.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate all the comments too. I do want to tell about one other thing going on. You have to be local. So I know that doesn't help everybody, but there is an amazing giveaway that's happening right now in Atlanta. A woman named Sasha, who is a founder of Ritual, or I think she's Knowing Ritual on Instagram, has created this giveaway. She's calling it the Solstice Goddess Giveaway. And there are 13 Atlantans who have come together to offer services and products and all sorts of really good, juicy, mystic goodness. I personally have a ambient flow session as well as an elderberry elixir that are up for grabs. There's almost somewhere between $700 and $800 worth of gifts in this, and it's only $13 to enter. Now, you do have to be a local Atlantan to come and pick it up. So if you want to gift it to somebody that you know in Atlanta, or if you can get here to get it, that's cool. But it's only $13 to win this huge package, and every single bit of the proceeds is being donated to Free Fridge 99. That's a local feeding the hungry source that we are just so excited to be able to give back to. So sign up. You can find it on my Instagram also if you have a hard time finding it. There's several links there.
I was about to ask, where can we find that link? Find that link on her Instagram.
Also on my Facebook. There's a link there for it as well.
And you can find Kelbi on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Luminous Healing. I spelled it wrong.
I know everyone spells it wrong because it's named after my daughter. So I'm not spelling it wrong. I'm naming it after my daughter. My daughter's name is Lumen.
I love it. Okay, now I'm not going to let you get away with this. What kind of golden nugget?
Oh, yeah.
Your little bit of truth, your little bit of something that you carry with you that just kind of keeps you where you desire to be.
For me, that would be that we have the innate ability to heal, and knowing that. Because when I get into a moment where symptoms start to flare back up for me or stress comes on, I know that if I access my tools, I come to a place of knowing that I'm safe and that hope is possible. I am in control. So don't give up the control to someone else. If you are following a path and it isn't fulfilling you, know that there are so many options out there, and just start to look around and explore, and know that you will find that path that does lead you to feeling fulfilled and cared for and whole again. It's possible.
Oh, I'm letting it sink in. It was a good one. I like that. Sometimes when I get to talking to people and I really love what they're saying, I either want to dive down a rabbit hole or I just want everybody to be quiet for a second so I can replay it in my head so that I can carry it. And I don't know why, but even 30 years into this career or a lifetime invested into it, I still forget that I'm in control. It's wild.
Well, that's what I think makes us spiral, is we forget that we can take control back.
And you're an incredible, viable option when you said, go out there, research it. You know, find your people, find your team, find your supporters. I would encourage luminaires to research, come out and find you. You do distant healing, you're remote, it can be global. Luminaires are global. But the more passionate, the more I talk, the fiercer the feedback becomes. Oh, Kelbi, I really love that you've taken the time to come and just hang out, talk about yourself, be vulnerable and open. You do it so naturally. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And luminaires, everyone out there, please head over to Kelbi's website, just to see how gorgeous it is alone. Like, that's good enough. But luminoushealing.com. And if you find a service that resonates with you, if something just pinged you a little bit, the ambient mixture of healing, extra knowledge with plant medicine, use the coupon Jolly20 in the checkout and get $20 off. You need to purchase that before January 20th, because the coupon's going to go away. So you've got a length of time, a whole month to use the coupon. So word of mouth, share it with somebody. Tell other people about it. It's a great gift for yourself or a gift for somebody else. Luminaires, you guys are awesome. Remember, this is not woo-woo. It's true. And each and every day, I encourage you, please wake up, put a smile on your face, choose happiness, and follow what you're attracted to. That's how we're going to get through all of this. It's wonderful. Everybody is saying bye and thank you to Ms. McCumber Morris. Bye, Luminaires.